Hi guys, my name is Wumi and welcome back to the channel. Okay, so now I would like to welcome you guys to the very first episode of a new series titled You Be the Judge. Okay, so this is a show where I present the case and you would give the verdict. Now each week I would like to break down a real life legal case. So this could sometimes be celebrity drama, and it could also be sometimes everyday people. So what's going on in our day-to-day activity and lives. And you will get to decide what the law should say before I tell you what the court actually ruled. I think this is kind of fun. So this is not just about celebrity gossip or gossip overall. This is where education meets and entertainment, and I'll call it edutainment. Okay, so this is edutainment. This is legal storytelling that you can learn from. And today's case is actually quite messy, and it's also expensive. Now this case has changed the game for influencers and gossip bloggers everywhere around the world. Now let's dive into the legal showdown between Grammy-winning rapper Cardi B and a YouTube gossip vlogger, Tasha K. Now, the case that costs $4 million and might just make you rethink what you post online. So now let's get down into the deets of the case, okay? Now, Tasha K, whose real name is Latasha Kebe, is the creator of the YouTube channel Unwind with Tasha K. She made a name for herself spilling tea, dragging celebrities, and speaking her truths about entertainment news. But in 2018, she began posting videos about Cardi B. So now this is not just one video, it's not just 5 or 6 or 10. No, this is over 38 videos, and the videos claimed Cardi B had herpes, Cardi B used drugs, cheated on her husband, and worked as a sex worker, okay? Now, Tasha claimed her sources were solid, but when Cardi B saw the content, she asked her to take it down, but Tasha refused. So in 2019, Cardi B decided, and she did what a lot of celebrities only threaten to do, but Cardi B actually went through with it and she sued Tasha K, okay? So she sued her for defamation, invasion of privacy, and emotional distress. Now, these 3 points are very huge, especially in the legal sphere, okay? Now, Cardi said the lies were hurting her reputation, her endorsements, and her mental health. And she even testified that the videos made her feel suicidal at one point. Now, Tasha didn't back down. She said it was her First Amendment right, which is the freedom of speech. And besides, some of the things were just opinion. Okay, so I would like to ask you a question. So do you think Tasha was right over here? Do you think it's a right? Because there's something called freedom of speech, and do you think Tasha spreading lies, according to what Cardi B said about her, is classed under the freedom of speech? I would love to hear your comments in the comment section down below. Let's have a conversation in the comment section, okay? So now I would like to go to the legal lesson of this case. Now, the first thing I would like to start with is, what is defamation? Now, for some people that don't know what it is, I'd like to give a breakdown. Okay, so in simple terms, defamation means you said something false or something that was published to others, and it's something that also hurts someone's reputation, and you either knew it was false or you did not care to a fact check about your information before spreading it to others, okay? And in the means of spreading it to others, this has hurt the person's reputation. That's defamation. We have 2 types of defamation. We have libel and slander. So when it comes to libel is something you do, maybe you write about something. it's written or it's posted online, that's libel. Like, while slander is when you're literally slandering someone's name with your words, you're saying it, that's slander, okay? So now here's the kicker. Even if you believe something is true, that doesn't protect you if you can't back it up with evidence. And saying allegedly, or in my opinion, doesn't really give you immunity either, especially when you sound like you're stating facts. So we have to be careful with our words. So when you sound like you're stating facts and like you were there, you know what you're talking about, you need to be able to back your so-called facts with evidence. Even if you say allegedly or in my opinion, as long as you're saying it and portraying it to be facts, you could be sued for defamation of character, okay? Now, I want you guys to tell me, now it's your turn. After listening to the facts of the case and you've heard everything, I need you to be the judge. So here's the moment I hand it over to you. Imagine you're the judge in the courtroom. You've seen the videos. You've heard Cardi B say she was deeply hurt. Tasha says no medical records, no solid evidence, just online sources and anonymous tips. Would you rule in favor of Cardi B and award her millions in damages? Or would you side with Tasha K, saying it was messy but not illegal? Okay, so I'll wait for you to give me your answer. Drop your verdict in the comments. Let me know what you think before I tell you what the court actually decided. Okay, I think I've given you enough time to think about it and deliberate. Now, in January 2022, the jury ruled in favor of Cardi B. Tasha K was ordered to pay over $4 million, including $1 million in general damages, $1.3 million in legal fees, $1.5 million in punitive damages, and $250,000 for medical expenses. Why, you may ask? Because the court found that Tasha not only posted false information, but that she knew it was false and kept going. Now, that's what made it defamation, not just gossip, okay? So Tasha actually knew that the information she was posting out there was false, but she did it anyway. And she actually admitted this in court when she was asked the question, and she said she knew that some of the information were false. Oof, that was a wrong move on Tasha K's part, but that statement sealed the judgment and it was deemed defamation. Now, the real lesson and what we can learn from this case wasn't just about Cardi and Tasha. It was a message to every influencer, blogger, and keyboard warrior. The internet is not lawless, so we have to be careful out there, with our words and what we say. So if your words hurt someone's career, image, or mental health, and you can't prove what you said, you can be sued, point blank, period. There's no buts or ifs about it. Now, freedom of speech does not protect lies, especially not profitable lies. So it's one thing to lie, and it's also another thing to make money off of your lie. So you have to really be careful about everything you put on the internet. This is a digital footprint that it's so difficult to wipe off, okay? So what now, did you decide? Did your verdict match the court's, or do you still think Tasha K had a right to post what she did? Let's talk in the comments. I want to hear your reasoning, not just your reaction.
A young woman takes a sip of iced coffee and collapses within minutes. Her childhood best friend, Jessica Wongsu, is accused of slipping cyanide into the drink. No one saw her do it. No poison was ever recovered. But she was convicted and sentenced to 20 years. Now she's out on parole, and the world is asking, Did she really do it? Or was she a victim of media hype and weak evidence? Next episode on You Be the Judge. You decide the truth. Subscribe now and get ready to give your verdict.